Hey, you know the whole censorship thing? Apparently, credit card companies are telling vendors what they can and cannot sell because something just maybe might have a booby in it, or it might be a game that's made for an adult, and we cannot have games that are made for adults on the internet. How dare we do that? You know, because obviously we can let groups like Collective Shout piss and moan at credit card companies and then have the credit card company therefore censor what we use our own money on? That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, it's not like another game disappeared as of late from a online vendor, now is it? That's just so strange. How could that happen? I mean, oh, it's right here in, well, kind of black and white anyway, right? Mouthwashing, which I never played and never had any intention to, disappears from okay, itch.io amid marketplace sweep linked to Collective Shout payment processor censorship push. Yes, because when Collective Shout tried to go to companies directly, like itch.io and Steam, and were told to kick bricks because everything that was being sold was technically legal, even if some of it was within poor taste. And I think that probably shouldn't have been on the websites, especially some of the stuff on Steam. I am not the arbiter of what you can and cannot play as an adult. And, well, you have to do age verification anyway on Steam, right? So that kind of takes away the excuse that you think that that the shit is being sold to kids. Now, I don't know about itch.io. I don't know if they had some type of age verification, like through your credit card or whatever, like Steam. But I'm going to assume they probably had something or have something of that nature, right? The indie game Mouthwashing has quietly disappeared from the search results on Twitch itch.io, leaving players and developers confused. While the game is still accessible via direct link, it's no longer, so you can get through it. If you already have a link, you can get to it, but if you don't, you can't. Okay. Which is going to take out the majority of the people. Unless somebody throws it up on Google and you just get it off of Google or some shit, right? Let's see. Platforms internal reach, an issue that drastically limits visibility and potential sales. Well, no shit. If somebody says, hey, that mouthwashing game isn't bad and it's pretty good, you should go check it out. If you Google mouthwashing game and it takes you, maybe it'll take you to itch.io, right? And then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you can't find it on the site. You have to have a direct link. The fuck? What a bunch of horseshit. Oh, let's see. Collective Shout's role in the itch.io crackdown. Cracking down, are we okay? Collective Shout has recently increased its focus on digital storefronts that host adult-themed or controversial material. Yes, it's controversial because they don't like it. It is in no way actually controversial. This is a small group of people yelling really, 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 really loudly in order to get their way. It's like the 5-year-old in Walmart or Kmart or Target or whatever store you're in, throwing a fit because they didn't get a toy, and mom or dad caving because they don't want to listen to the little fucker bitch anymore. Putting platforms like itch.io and Steam under the microscope in a public censorship campaign, the group criticized both companies for hosting games that it claims promote inappropriate or exploitive content. Yes, because if it's got a booby in it, they don't like it because it's got a booby in it. If it's got a fucking anime character in it, they claim that anime character, even though you're told very clearly that character is 20 whatever years old, they claim so wholeheartedly that, well, it's an anime character, so since how it's a cartoon, it must be a characterization of a child. And further accuses payment processors of indirectly enabling such games by facilitating transactions. Well, see, here's the deal. The payment processor, their job is to facilitate transactions. Okay? And I'm going to be honest, if there were a different card that would come out to where I wouldn't have to use Visa, MasterCard, Discover, the ones that are doing all the censorship, I would, but unfortunately there's not. It's kind of like they have a monopoly. Dude, that's weird, isn't it? It's kind of like they have a monopoly, and not only do they fully lock down and control that monopoly, because I guarantee you, you're not gonna start a new credit card company with these people, with these ones around. It's like, it's like they have a monopoly, and they firmly believe, because they've gotten away with it for so long, that they can tell you what you can and cannot buy with your own credit and or money. Now, if, say Visa or MasterCard or whoever wants to, as an individual, say, hey, dude or dudette, you sure do spend a lot of money on these weird porn sites or whatever. We're not going to do business with you anymore. We're going to cut your card off, pay us what you owe us, and bye-bye. Okay? I think that is fully within their right to do so, but it is not within their right to tell you what you can and cannot buy through a vendor. At least not in my brain. I hope I'm making sense there. I may not be. I'm rambling a little bit. In response, itch.io initiated a wide-reaching policy change. That platform de-indexed a large amount of titles deemed non-compliant with processor policy. So basically, instead of so de-indexing would basically mean that you can't find them in search anymore, but they're still there if you have a direct line. I think that's pretty much it. These games, no longer appear in standard search results. Okay, cool, I was right. Unless accessed via direct link. Developers were told these titles could be reinstated if they confirmed compliance and updated terms of service submitted updated terms and submitted, I can't read now, the necessary verification. So basically promise that your game is okay and we'll put it back on. We just need you to promise it's okay, and we'll put it back on. That's what that sounds like to me. Right? So, see, mouthwashing swept up despite not being targeted. Well, I'm sure it had like some type of adult type content warning on it, because, you know, it's torture and shit from what I could tell. So maybe kind of sort of that would be swept up in this bullshit. The case of mouthwashing being removed from Twitch.io, let's see here, is not designed around provocative or adult content. Instead, is darkly stylized themes, workplace, blah, 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 psychological stress. Okay, yep. Let's see what Hypnotic had to say here. So, apparently... I can't do that, okay. So, apparently, Mouthwashing, the smash hit indie horror game, has been delisted on itch.io. I went to the website to verify, and indeed, you can no longer find the game. I went Steam to check was there, and it is for now. Okay, well, we're going to skip the rest of that. So, I don't... let's see, what's this idiot say? The anti-woke crowd has found the game, and I feel sick to my fucking stomach. Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on, that I don't know if I can be active on here. I don't have the energy for this. So, because Aspen Gold is looking at a game that's probably made for fucktards, what? You can't be on X or Twitter anymore? Okay. Bye-bye. Have fun. Go away now. Let's see here. It's clear... to be clear, Itch has been backed into a corner. The issue lies with MasterCard and Visa and Collective Shout. Yes, it does. Don't go to Twitch, not Twitch, sorry. Itch.io or Steam, piss and moan to them. It doesn't do anything. They're kind of stuck. If the payment processors aren't going to let them do their thing, then they're fucking not going to let their thing, right? I don't know what else I can really tell you. Is it shitty? Yeah, it's shitty. Like I said before, the Visa and MasterCard and shit should have no say in how you spend your money. So what is next for developers? itch.io has stated that it plans to restore some delisted titles once developers confirm that their games align with new processor-mandated compliance standards. The statement released via community update noted, creators must confirm their game content is allowed under the policies of their respective payment processors. Yes, once again, reminding you that itch.io is not really responsible. They're doing what they had to do to keep a payment processor that is running a fucking monopoly over the idea of what you do and do not do with your own money. I cannot stress that enough. They are trying to decide what you do with your own money. And unfortunately, speaking with your wallet in this case doesn't hurt the credit card company. Because, well, at some point, you gotta put gas in your car and you're gonna use your credit card. At some point, that Netflix subscription is gonna be due for payment, and that automatic payment out of your Visa card is gonna pop out. So, they're in a stronger position, and what gamers need to do is very simply be loud. Make phone calls, do emails, be courteous, obviously, be nice, obviously. Don't berate and yell at the person on the phone. obviously. Don't do those things because, well, it's not their fault they have to answer this phone call at all. But make your voice heard. There are more gamers than there are the nitwits well, my brain died. Oh, collective shout. Haha. Yes, there are more gamers than there are the nitwits in collective shout, okay? There are. And the only way, though, to actually make a change for this is to speak out and say something. Okay? And Visa, they responded. We'll go this part of this right here, this little area here from this Polygon article. This is Visa's response, okay? And this is a very corporate, very general response. Thank you for reaching out and sharing your perspective. As a global company, we follow the laws and regulations everywhere we do business. Okay? So, if you are doing nothing but following the laws and regulations of the place you're doing your business, especially in the good old US of A, because that's where you started, that's where your home companies are, you would never have tried to censor what I use my money on. That is a line of absolute bullshit. While we explicitly prohibit illegal activity on our network, yes, like, actual CP and, you can't buy a kilo of Coke over the internet with your Visa card. Okay, that's fine. We are equally committed to protecting legal commerce. Yes, you are so committed to protecting legal commerce that you tell people doing legal commerce what they can and cannot use their money on. If a transaction is legal, our policy is to process the transactions. Well, apparently not, huh? Here's the one. We do not make moral judgments on legal purchases made by consumers. You are not a fucking consumer. You are the customer. Their job is to do for you. I hate when companies use the words consumer. Like you're sitting there on your couch, just munching away at your Cheetos, with Cheeto dust resting on your belly, and reaching over for your, Surge or Mountain Dew or whatever, and going, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. No, you're a customer, not a consumer. And the whole moral judgments bullshit? How in the hell can you, in an even mildly not joking way, tell me that you, as a company, are not making a moral judgment when you are trying to tell me what I can and cannot spend my fucking money on? And yes, as you can tell, this gets me a little heated. I don't know about yourselves, because obviously I'm not in your shoes. I'm not the one looking at your phone, your TV, your computer screen, whatever it happens to be right now. But I don't know about you. But I'm going to make a small assumption that you work for your money. Even if it's a part-time job and you work 10 hours a week because you're in high school or some shit like that. Okay, I'm assuming. Well, no, not high school, because this would not be high school equivalency shit, would it? Anyway, you know, you're somebody, you work 10 or 20 hours a week at a part-time job because of whatever situation your life is in, okay? Either way, what I'm trying to say is, I'm assuming you work for your money, the most of you. If you went and you had cash in your pocket, and you walked into a gas station and decided, you know what, today I sure do feel like a Snickers bar. I want, yeah, a Snickers bar sounds really good. I haven't had that in years. You go to the aisle, you grab a Snickers bar, you walk up to the counter, and there is a sign there saying, I'm sorry, but we're no longer allowed to take cash for Snickers bars in particular. I know it sounds strange, but it's the same fucking thing. Different medium, same thing. Visa does not moderate content sold by merchants. Well, yes, they do. Because if you were telling a merchant that they have to follow these particular guidelines, you are therefore moderating what they say. Not what they say, I'm sorry. What they sell. Are you not? Nor do we have visibility into specific goods or services sold when we process the transaction. So then, if you don't have any way to see what's being sold, why would a vendor like itch.io or Steam have any reason to take things that might be against your terms of service out of being sold? I mean, if you can't see them, what would be the point, right? I mean, it's not like, yeah, what would be the point? I lost track of my brain thought. When a legally operating merchant faces an elevated risk level of illegal activity, we require enhanced safeguards for banks supporting those merchants. Go to visa.com and blah, 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 blah. Corporate speak for, yes, we are actually going to, we're going to censor, because we're afraid if we don't, corporate, fucking whatever shout bitches will come after us, and we don't need that shit, right? And, oh my God, it's Anna Valens. Okay. Anna Valens, the man pretending to be a woman that wrote the hit pieces on the VTuber Kirsha, who has now been fired from Vice and pretty much everywhere else. I, in most cases, am definitely not going to agree with this person on anything. Anything at all. But here, I will. So from Anna, it says, good morning. Did you call your local censorious payment processor and let them know that you're upset with their bullying of Steam and itch.io? No time better than the present. And there are all of the phone numbers that you may or may not need in order to call them and complain. And there are the emails down here as well. So I would recommend I'll put that right in the middle there so you can see it. Matter of fact, what we're going to do, we're going to boom, make it a little bigger. And we'll just kind of do that for a second. There we go. So that everyone can see exactly what to do, who to call, who to complain to, and how to do it. Make your voice heard. As I said before, don't yell at people. Don't, belittle the people answering the phone. Don't do any of those things, but make your voice heard, because this is absolute bullshit. There is no reason in hell that you should in any way, shape, or form have to deal at all with being censored from the people who take your money and give it to someone else. Because, well, being told how to spend my money sure does annoy the shit out of me, as you can probably tell by my, 20-something minute long rant about this bullshit. Anyway, if you enjoyed my ranting, if you enjoyed whatever it is I do here, do me the giant favor and hit those like and subscribe buttons on YouTube. Comment down below, because apparently if you just watch, that's not enough for fucking YouTube anymore. Because they always have to make shit harder than it really needs to be. And then, obviously, if you have the inclination to hit a follow on Twitch or on Kick, go ahead and do that too. But, as Ludwig would say, let's up those numbers! Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.